Imagine an outbreak of high-speed airborne cancer, traveling so fast that when you find the primary source,
there are many secondary and tertiary cases that already have become mature.
But that isn't all. This form of cancer becomes fatal in only a matter of days.
This is not all this rare form of cancer can do. Imagine if you were to get it, you would only have a 10% chance of living.
There's no need to imagine, but only remember. Ebola Zaire. This is a rare form of cancer, but it is not cancer. It is an airborne contagion that has plagued us for many years. It is something, like we said before, it is not something that just takes forever. It is something that acts quickly. Something that acts swiftly enough that you get it and you're dead. You find it and you're dead. We, as a people, need to understand what this is. We need to look into it. We need to find it. We need to crush it. So we will have protection against it in the future. If we do not do this, it might come back as bad as it did. So the first step is we need to understand it. We need to know what it is. We need to be able to look at it. We need to say, that is Ebola Zaire. Coming from deprived third world countries, Ebola Zaire strikes where people are least ready for it. People who go to where they can't receive anything for help, and they have to try and do it on their own. They have no way of taking care of it. They go to village healers who are said to have the power to heal the sick just by touching them. But in all honesty, what it did was when they touched them, they got the virus and it spread. And it made it spread even faster. Because when people came to the village healers who weren't even talking about it, thinking that they had this virus, the village healers would give it to them. And they would supposedly be healed, then give it to many more people.
The Ebola outbreak was first confirmed on May 11th after laboratory tests attributed the death of a 12-year-old girl in Zirombwe sub-county, Luwera district, to the disease. The girl died on May 6th after she was admitted at Bombo Military Hospital from severe fever, bleeding, headache and abdominal pains. 25 people who were in direct contact with the victim have all tested negative after being isolated. 22 other suspected cases were also admitted at Bombo Military Hospital with symptoms similar to that of Ebola, but they have all been cleared. Today, the Ministry of Health declared the epidemic over after the mandatory gestation period of 41 days passed, with no new cases since the outbreak was first confirmed.
Due to the previous experience, health workers at Bombo Military General Hospital were first to diagnose a viral hemorrhagic fever. They then took appropriate measures while treating the patient and later the body. This explains why all people who got in contact with the dead did not contract the disease.
However, surveillance in the districts of Kampala, Nakasongola, Nakaseke, Wakiso, Mukono and Luwero is still ongoing.
In the recent research, findings show that there was Ebola virus among the bats. And so there is suspicion that some type of bats, fruit-eating bats, could be reservoirs of Ebola. But that also is continuing research that is still ongoing.
The last Ebola outbreak occurred in 2007, killing 38 people and infecting 153 others in Bundibujo district. Isabel Nakiria, NTV.
It's hard to believe that huge flus, huge contagions all got cured and taken care of by this, a vaccine, something that we take for granted. See, our generation, we don't know the vastness of smallpox. Or we don't know how hard it was to live with polio. Because we live in the benefit of a generation that has the vaccine for these things. We don't have to go through it because we have a way to get rid of it. And the thing is, we take it for granted because we don't have a vaccine for Ebola. And scientists are doing all they can to try and take care of this, but the thing is that there's nothing that has worked multiple times. There have been rare coincidences that things have worked, but they haven't been repeatable. Home remedials, different things like that, they've worked sometimes, but scientists try and repeat them, it just doesn't work. We're getting very close, but the thing is nobody knows what it is. And the scientists can't be funded if the people don't understand what it is. People are so focused on cancer, and they have every right to be. But if we're going to find a cure to that, we need to find a cure to this. Because this has the ability and the potential to wipe out half of the world's population in a month. If this has gotten out of control. So, we need to make this our top priority. Because this is our biggest threat.